a very early.
My next guest may be the greatest fighter of all time. Mixed martial arts, that is. I was lucky enough to spend some time calling some of his brother's fights when the Gracie family launched the UFC. I was the announcer. Jim Brown was my partner. Let's listen a little.
Those blows were devastating.
He is the Ultimate Fighting Champion, 2 consecutive times, 2 events. They both really respect each other.
Absolutely.
And that was Royce Gracie, his younger brother, who won that. He entered his first jiu-jitsu competition at the age of 6. He is currently an 8th-degree black belt, and when he retired in 2006, was 465-0. And he believes that he's the individual's greatest adversary is themselves. Listen.
I believe intelligence and fear are very close together. Guys say, oh, I'm not afraid of anything. He's stupid, he's silly for me. You know, it's something doesn't fit in my mentality. Don't be afraid. I'm afraid of everything.
But he overcomes it. That's the message. Not to make you a great fighter, to make you a better person. That's the whole mission of his book. He's an MMA champion, master in jiu-jitsu. He still teaches self-defense classes to anybody opening to learn the Gracie techniques, which are fantastic. Netflix is currently producing a film about his life. And he has a new book. It's just out this week called Breathe, A Life in Flow. The great Rickson Gracie joins us right now. Rickson, welcome back. It's great to see you again. What do you think when you hear the younger you talk about you as the fighter?
Oh, man, it's good to hear your voice, Brian. It's make me feel like I still on the same road, you know, make me feel inspired to keep going what I did all my life and feel like I have a lot to give through jiu-jitsu to people and make people better and stronger.
So I remember when I would call the first few fights, they didn't want to legalize UFC. And it was your brother, your family, and Semaphore Productions, Communications. They came out and put this together. They created the Octagon. But you guys have been fighting all along. Your initial comments were, everybody's fearful. How can people at home overcome that fear? How did you?
I feel like fear comes with intelligence for you to prevent yourself to get smashed, to get hurt, to get disappointed. So that's important to have fear to help you and the coping with the necessity. But at the same time, you have to have the courage and the capacity to spiritually and mentally control fear and surrender to a different level of acceptance. So the fear helps you to the point you prepare yourself, but the time you have to go, you have to make fear disappear from yourself and just go forward with your spirit, body, and mind.
Understood. And you talk about breathing. You talk about breathing being the key to your success. That's what this whole book is about. So if you could show us how to breathe quickly in a way that could change people's lives by the end of this segment.
Yes, the idea is when you're born and you're not attentive to, you start to breathe with the upper part of your lungs. Like, when you start to become more expert and understand your breathing function, you start to use the diaphragm and triples the amount of air you circulate in your brain and in your body. So that helps you to control better emotions, be able to be more connected with your brain, and also control your heartbeats, your heart rate, and keep yourself calm. So through a functional, complete breathing, you'll be able to assess your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical level in much more depth. So that will really change your life in terms of a different perspective of the world, because you can spend 7 days without food, 3 days without water, but 5 minutes without air makes a big deal, you're dead. So knowing how to learn and metabolize the oxygen in a more precise way really changes your life and the way you see the world.
You've had quite an interesting life. You almost drowned. If you didn't know how to breathe, you did not panic. That's the whole thing. You don't panic under pressure, but it doesn't mean you didn't learn along the process. You talk about every step you made to being this world-renowned fighter, who, by the way, is the opposite of a bully, because he's already proven it. Rickson Gracie, thanks so much. Congratulations on the brand new book.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, brother. See you soon, man.
All right. Meanwhile,